I'd like to welcome everybody that's come in today. It's very nice to see you all. I think I'm the warm-up act because I think there's some pretty good ones to follow. Even though we've been to karaoke or something. I know lots of you, some of you have travelled some great distances. Got someone from Liverpool here? From Liverpool, right. People from the south coast, quite a few from there. And of course, we've got our great friends from Norfolk, the Brasnets, who got on to, we wouldn't be a lost family do without them being here. I don't know if you noticed, but the balloons that went off earlier in the afternoon, I thought it was a lovely touch. Sam and Martin had decided to send the balloons up with the names of people who can't be with us today, which was pretty good. It was a lovely touch. So I'd like you to also to spare a thought for those family and friends we've lost and cannot be here today. Although I do believe they're looking down on us today, including Joy's and still Sam's granddad, Dougie, who would be the first on the dance floor, we know that, don't we? But though we've lost loved ones, we still have the memories, and the circle of life continues very much so with this celebration of Martin and Sam's marriage. We take another step forward. We'd like to thank Sam and Martin today for all they've done, because they've done all this themselves, with the help of a few friends. That doesn't really include me because I cut the things up the wrong size, so that didn't help. But I did make an effort, and but yeah, we got there. Yeah, we're immensely proud of what they have done, and the attention to detail, as you can see around it, is all excellent. It's fantastic. I obviously know Sam a bit better than I know mine, but there's a few things I can talk about Martin. First thing is Martin. It's pretty clear where's the trousers in your house. What on earth are we doing on a Saturday afternoon when there's football on? I mean, I've been very focused this afternoon. I haven't been looking at the football results or anything like that.
Actually, can I just give you your radio back?
Thank you, Mark. We lost 2-0 anyway, didn't we? So, next time, if there's any christenings or anything like that on the horizon, can we have them on Sunday or something? Obviously, working at Boots, as Sam does, used to bring home all sorts of items from the bargain rail. She loves a bargain. And then she brought home mine. I have to say that mine wasn't a bargain. No, you were a bargain rail. But that was lovely to meet him. But the first time we met him, believe it or not, he was late.
Surprising.
No. I know how to lend him a tie. But we've all got off really well, and it's lovely to have him on board. And then there was the first probably social event that we shared together. Birthday party in Toddington. If any of you there. Yeah?
I can't remember it, but I was there.
I think that was the general problem, yeah. I don't know if you remember, there was, in our days, not very we go here, but in your spy movies, you used to have this thing where the guy would get in the cab on one side, and then he'd come out the other side of the door, and that was equivalent Mission Impossible to us in our days. Well, Martin could do that. Yeah, but Martin's even better, because when he gets out of the car on the other side, he does some Morris dancing as well.
And he's naked, isn't he?
Sorry?
Was he naked as well, wasn't he?
I turned away. The Morris dancing was too much for me, I'll tell you. I think the best man might have more to tell you about a bit later on. Yeah? But it's, as I say, lovely to have you on board, Martin, and part of the family. Sam. Right.
I'm just wondering what story he's going to tell.
Yeah.
Well, we all know.
Probably no, don't you? We should know. Right, I think this was your first wedding you ever went to. So she wasn't married when you which is Glasgow?
Yes.
Never? Yeah. to a lovely bit, well, she's done good now, but I mean, that's not nice. But you only go out here and you dance the night away, yeah, in Glasgow, and we had to take you, put you in the bed and you kicked up a fuss and all that. Do you remember your nickname?
No, I got my name.
Tiny Dancer. Yeah? And to this day, every time Elton John, that music comes on, it reminds us of that night with Sam dancing around at this wedding and making that night. Everyone was so impressed by you. Funny enough, she's got a terrific voice as well. Have you heard her do karaoke?
Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
Here she is, a tiny little
Yeah. The other thing, the other thing, Sam's actually the birthday card I'm giving from Elton John. But I'm also going to talk about some of the little things that, one of the things that I can remember is taking you to hospital when you had to have a weekly blood sample and lying through the teeth that it wasn't going to hurt. Because it did every week, didn't it? What about the time you got locked in the pub? Oh, yeah, yeah. But the thing is, you didn't have a drink, did you? I mean, you locked in a pub, you're going to help yourself to someone, aren't you? But no, the rest of you got it in the lady upstairs, yes. And then there's Morocco. You remember Morocco? Yeah, you didn't like Morocco, did you? No. Well, Sam had long hair at the time, and everywhere we went, these blokes kept coming up to me and offering me loads of Campbells if they could take some out of them. Well, I mean, we only had a little garden, so we're just, just still here. But there you go. And I think that was, you said to me a little while back, that was the first time you really felt frightened when you held my hand so tight. It was nice to hold your hand tight again today. Just going to say it here. The other thing, this is always stuck in my mind, and it's one of those things that as a parent, there's nothing you could do about it, but it's one of those things that you just remember. When mobile phones first came out, we bought them, both mobile phones for Christmas. You know anything to having? Yeah? Motorola. I've never bought one since, and I'll tell you why. We've arranged it, Sam being so organised, I know she gets it from me, must be a joy, but we'd arranged for people to ring them on Christmas Day, like the thing, which phone didn't work. And I don't think I've ever forgiven myself for that, but I'm so sad about it. I still find that. Just moving on, just want to say thanks to both Sam and Abby. I know it's Sam and Martin's Day today, for the support and love they've given us over the past few difficult years. I know they get inspiration from Joy, as I do. Joy's achievements, particularly in the voluntary work, are down to the strength Joy possesses and a willingness to help others, coupled with the love of the family. I'm so glad Sam and Abby have inherited this one. Can I ask you to do one thing? You've all been asked to share Martin and Sam's day today because they wanted you to be here to share their magical moment. Marriage is a journey, and I've been lucky enough to be on this journey for 35 years with my lovely lady, Joy, so I can recommend it. But sometimes it can be like driving on a 4x4, it gets bumpy. So what I'd like to do is to remember this day, not just for today, but perhaps in a year's time, and just remember these two then. Maybe just send them a card, give them a call, see how things are going now. Yeah, that's me finished. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to dedicate this speech to all the Liverpool fans in the room.
Why is that?
It's a huge honour to stand before you all, distinguished guests, family, friends, and of course, Michael.
Wait, what?
On behalf of Mrs. Copping and I, we both hope that you've enjoyed the day so far. We're both very grateful that you could share our special day with us. I know that many of you have travelled from afar and paid for taxis, hotels, etc., and we really do appreciate it. Before I go any further, I'd like to recognise my gorgeous wife Sam with another round of applause for the incredible job she's done in making us. I'm so lucky to have married someone with the vision and ability to execute the amazing wedding that you all see here today. It's also a relief to me to know that she can actually make something more than just a mess in the kitchen. So I had to get that one. Seriously, Sam, you've done a remarkable job and spent hours upon painstaking hours to create our perfect day. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This speech is very much about thank yous, and Sam wasn't alone in putting this day together. So I'd like you now to do a toast. I want to do a toast to the beautiful bridesmaids, Vicky, Nikki, Jerry, Kat, and chief bridesmaid Abby. To the bridesmaids. You all look stunning today and have done a brilliant job from early this morning. You gave Sam an amazing hen do, or two, or three. You've also helped behind the scenes in making and preparing things for today. You're wonderful friends to Sam, and it's a huge relief to both of us that you are there for her when she needs you. Along with the bridesmaids, I'd like to extend a further thank you to our page boys and flower girl today. So our handsome page boys, Oliver and Max, and our beautiful flower girl, Charlotte. Would you and all of the bridesmaids like to come up here and we have a little gift for each of you?
I've got it back. How much did you spend on it? You don't even know. I wasn't. I didn't know anything about it. No.
Okay. Next, I'd like to thank my superb grooms trio. Firstly, my ushers, who are also my brothers, Daniel and Michael, or Dan and Mike, or GC and NGC, if you've heard of them these days. You've both worked really hard today and shown to be brothers I can count upon when needed, as well as over the years to be fairly gracious whenever we played cricket and I cleanly bowl you out.
Never happened.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm truly lucky to have such a close relationship with both my siblings. And as far as Sam is concerned, you've made her feel like she is your sister, and now she has brothers to wind her up as well as Abby.
We'll have a hard job.
So to say thank you to you both, we have a small gift for you if you want to come up.
Hey.
Secondly, to my best man today, as well as my best man in life, Rob. Or as he was known on the stag do, Robert Cowell.
Robert Cowell?
You've been the Kevin to my Perry, the Lennon to my McCartney, the Dale to my Robbie, the Batman to my Robin. The Walken to my Wise, the Ant to my Dead, the Sherlock to my Watson, the Scooby to my Shaggy, the Bean to my Ben, the Wren to my Stimpy, the Tom to my Jerry, the Bill to my Ted, the Joey to my Chandler, the Laurel to my Hardy, the French to my Saunders, the Zig to my Zag, the Sunny to my Cher, the Adam to my Eve, the Kirk to my Spot, the Vidil to my Skinner, the Ronnie to my Ronnie, the Fry to my Laurie, the Turk to my JD, the Cannon to my Ball, the Itchy to my Scratchy, the Horn to my Oats, the Starsky to my Hutch, the Chip to my Dale, the Pinky to my Perky, the Danger Mouse to my Penfold, the Lone Ranger to my Tonto, the Dastardly to my Muttley, the Beavers to my Butthead, the Reeves to my Mortimer, the Keith Harris to my Orville, the Fresh Prince to my Carlton, the Han Solo to my Chewbacca, the Woody to my Buzz, and essentially, the Bert to my Ernie. I love you, man, so here's a little gift to say thank you. And I would also quickly like to mention and recognise the amazing job you did of arranging the stag do. I had the best time, so thank you, Rob, and thank you to all the lads who spent the money to come along and help make the memories I'll never forget. Michael, Matt, Greg, Chris, Neil, and also Carl, Mark, and inflatable Kev, who are here.
Who's Neil?
Next, I'd like to address my parents, Deirdre and Paul, or Dids and PC, as you are also known. Mum and Dad, you've done an incredible job in putting up with me for the last 32 years. Admittedly, that's nothing compared to putting up with Michael during his life.
This is a washout, this.
I'd also like to thank the, for lack of a better word, extensions to my parents in Claire and Steve. You all four have been and continue to be like best friends as well as parents and step-parents. You've all embraced Sam with open arms since meeting her and made her feel a part of the family right from the start. Not only have you all collectively played a part in creating the marvellous son that you see before you, you've also had and played an enormous part in making today happen, both financially and with organising and performing roles today. So if you can come up, we have a gift for each of you as well. With perfect parents, I guess you could call them that, comes perfect grandparents. And this has been another area of my life where I feel I've been extremely fortunate. Ever since I can remember, I've always looked forward to seeing Nanny and Grandad in Lincoln, either going to Redhome or them coming down to Luton, or all the many holidays and trips we spent together. Likewise, ever since I remember, I've always looked forward to going down to Richmond to see Pop's Nanny and Grandad, or again them coming to see us, or again all the days out and activities we used to get up to. Not all of them can be here in person today, but myself and Sam would like to extend a special thank you to two special people that are in the room. They have blown us away with their generosity and their wedding gift to us, which is an all-expenses-paid spa break to Syon Park in London on Monday night. So to say thank you, here is a little token for you, Nanny and Grandad Coffee. Next, I would like to thank my new in-laws, Joy and Malcolm, for producing such a beautiful, caring and independent daughter. I already see myself as blessed to have the last 4 parents that were up here, but to now have the 2 of you as well, I really feel lucky. Whenever I come to your house, you've always made me feel so welcome. That is if I'm not late or I've got lost on the way. The pair of you both mean so much to this young lady I've just married, you really do. And so I promise you both to always love and protect Sam. So to say thank you for all the time, hard work and support you've given us in making today happen, we also have a special something for you both. Finally, bringing it back to my stunning bride, Sam. Sam, I love you. It's been one hell of a ride since I picked you up under a beautiful rainbow at Legrave Station 5 years ago yesterday. I just wanted to share with the room some of the personal reasons why I love you so much. The first reason I want to share is Sam is often really difficult to make laugh, but I enjoy the challenge and I never give up. Regularly, my weird, wacky and constant attempts to amuse her backfire on me. But every now and again, I manage to get her just a little bit, and she can't help but laugh out loud. And it's in those honest and uncontrolled moments when I see the smile on her face that I know I'm with the right girl. The second reason I want to share is, behind all the front she puts on, and most of you will know this, Sam is the most caring person there is, or certainly that I've ever met. She can care so deeply sometimes, even about the smallest of things. Being with her, I hope that a small part of that side will rub off on me. I'm sure that it's already started to. I already feel like I'm a better person because of Sam. And the final reason I'd like to share is, despite disagreeing with me all the time, I know that when it counts, she always has my back. I see her as my little fighter, and she's always ready to go to war to fight my corner. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. To my family in the room, I'd like you to remember all the nice things I've just said about you while you're listening to the story that Rob Howell will tell you in a moment. Before that, I'd like to end by you all raising your glasses and toasting to my wife and soulmate, Sam. I couldn't get away with doing all the talking, so Sam is doing a little bit, so I'm going to pass it over to you now.
So there's 2 people that I just want to personally thank myself. So the first person is somebody who kind of inspired me and taught me a lot about what you see around the room today. So she bought me many tools every birthday and Christmas to kind of learn how to do all these tasks, and she's right at the back there, and I'd like Emma to come up because I've got a lesson for you. I made her cry. Yes. And the second person I'd like to thank for today is the one person who's, everybody keeps saying to me, how's your makeup stay on so long? To be honest, I haven't got a clue. I didn't do it, I have no idea. And I have a friend with me today who came at 8 o'clock in the morning, an hour away from where she lived, and spent a whole hour making me look like this, which, you know, I have to thank somebody for that. Not only did she do that, but she also then did my mum's makeup as well, and was going to hang around and do all sorts of things. So I really, really, really want to thank her too, and that's Lindsay. Yay! Bring it back so it's not about Devon's. Thank you.
the best man. Oh, I knew it. What a speech by Martin, by the way. I was moved by that. Almost turned me female. Gotta say, Sam, you look absolutely stunning. I would. Bridesmaids, you fit as well. I'll just put it out there. Right, first things first. I do actually need to approach you, Sam.
Sorry.
We've had our fun. And it's been emotional. But Martin's made an honest woman out of you now. So you need the key back. If there's anybody else out there who's got a key, that's fine. Oh, wrong, guys. Who knew? The little devil.
Actually, sorry, hang on.
Anyone else out there? I wish someone better than what it was. Jesus. I better take that back to the estate agents. Anyway, so, about mine. Now, I've known him for about 15 years, and it's safe to say I've seen all various sides to the guy. I don't know if you know, he has got an alter ego called Party Marty. Party Marty is Martin's Mr. Hyde, if you like, except he doesn't drink a potion, he drinks Stella Artois. And then you get to meet him. But if you haven't met him yet, don't worry, he'll be here in about an hour. He wasn't invited to the sit-down meal. Too much of a live wire. So, I've changed my speech about 20 times, so I'm going to have to read it and be a bit of a robot, so I do apologise, but I wasn't allowed to read the first 19 versions of it because they were too long. So we met when Martin joined Summerfields from QuickSave. We were crazy in those days. I can't comment on anything previous to that point because I didn't know the guy. So if there are stories previous to that, I'm sure someone else can tell them for me. His promotion to Summerfield created one of the most successful trios of management that store had ever seen. Martin, myself, and Mark Glanville, who was on the Stag Do. So much that it was so successful that the store is now closed down. Just thinking about those days. I can honestly say, the amount of work that we've done in a whole day, all three of us could have been done by one person in about an hour. It was ridiculous what we got away with back in those days. Prime example of this is really when I first found out that Martin was an absolute lunatic. Okay? We had a big visit coming up at the office, at the store, and we had to get the store to look really, really good. So, considering it was rubbish, we decided that me, Martin and Mark would stay overnight and work through the night to make sure it's absolutely spot on. Well, the store closes, everyone goes home, us three are left. We worked really, really hard for about half an hour, put the music on, thought that we deserved to get some food, so we ordered some chicken and chips. And then while we were waiting for that to turn up, we decided to do normal things like play football in the warehouse, run around the car park in our pants when it's pouring down the rain. This is about 1 o'clock in the morning, by the way. We also drew a Batman outfit on the fire exit man, just like that. It was like this way to the Batcave. But the main thing that we done was when the food turned up, we went to the canteen that had just been freshly painted lilac. It was beautiful. In that canteen, there's no windows, so it's just this wobbly ceiling fan. So we get our chicken and chips and we're sitting there, and I've no idea whose idea it was, so I'm going to say it's mine. Said, what would happen if we put ketchup on the ceiling fan blades? Thinking about it now, it was a bit obvious what would happen, but we decided to experiment. So we turned the ceiling fan off, climbed up on the table, covered the blades in ketchup, made our way to the exit like this, flipped the switch, and literally, within half a second, the whole place was covered in ketchup. And I mean, floor to ceiling, The work services, people's work on the side, their food, the kettle, the microwave, everything was covered in ketchup. Our first reaction was just to hear ourselves laughing, to be honest with you. When we composed ourselves, we decided we better clean this. It's just been painted. Have you ever tried to wipe ketchup on lilac paint? It just smears everywhere. And it stinks. So we just left it. And the next day, all the staff turned up, coming up with all these theories as to what happened. I think the best one was we had a rave. Apparently I organised that, but nothing to do with me. So basically, moral of that story, don't put ketchup on the ceiling fan. It ain't pretty. So, not long after this, another friend of ours was getting married, and I thought, well, I'll invite mine and stag do. We didn't really know anyone at that time. I thought, I'll bring him along. He's obviously a party animal, knowing the story with the ketchup. So, let me tell you how the events went down that day. We were on the way to Bournemouth in a minibus, and me and Martin got through 24 cans of beer and a bottle of amaretto. After all that drink, it was pretty clear we were drunk on arrival. We went to a few bars after arriving around about midday, so come lunchtime we were very, very merry. Now, obviously I was pretty drunk myself, so at this point, my memory is a bit hazy. But what I do remember, however, is that after all these bars, we decided to go to McDonald's. Now me and Martin popped upstairs to use the toilet whilst everyone else was ordering. Outside the toilet was a wet floor sign. All I'd done was move this wet floor sign into Martin's path. Anyone would do that, sober, drunk, whatever, just because it's funny. Martin trips over it. The lady mopping the floor throws an absolute mental, doesn't she? We get kicked out of McDonald's. That's the first and last time that's ever happened to me. So we get thrown out, we're outside and we're obviously still very hungry. So we make our way to this random restaurant down the road. Martin knows what's coming, I can see his face. Where are we? Right, so in this restaurant, all I remember, the place was absolutely stacked out, it was really busy. And I was sitting opposite Martin. We had some food and he went to the toilet. I've been that drunk, I have no concept of time, so I have no idea how long he was gone for. But when he came back, he was very sheepish, he sat down, and all I saw was this really angry waiter coming towards us. In his words, what did you do? You need to go downstairs and sort it. Etc, etc, etc. I look at mine, he's sitting there still trying to eat his food, whilst his man's going mental at him, all the rest of the staff are starting to crowd around. And it's at this point I look up, and the whole restaurant is emptied. I have no idea what Martin's done. Martin, to this day, still doesn't know what he'd done. But literally, the staff were going so mad, I had to threaten one of them to let us out. They locked us in the restaurant. What the hell did you do? Oh, I'd love to know. I'd love to go back in time and just watch. So we get thrown out of this restaurant. Martin suddenly, as soon as we're outside, gets all brave and starts shouting at the staff. He starts kicking the door because they've locked it again and locked us outside. So I thought, no, that's fair enough. Turned around and all I saw was the rest of the stag party going into the pub next door. I was like, that's an absolute touch. Trouble is, they've got a bouncer. And that bouncer just watched Martin kicking off at a restaurant next door to the staff that he probably knows very well, shouting, come on then, you knobhead. So we go to the pub, obviously the doorman isn't going to let him in. So we just leave him on the bench outside, we go inside. 2 hours later we come out, he's still sitting there, quite happy. We're in there, it's about 5 o'clock by this stage. I know this is a long story, but we'll get there. 5 o'clock, we'll go back to the hotel to get changed to go out clubbing as you do, on the stag do. Martin's so drunk, we thought maybe it's a good idea to go and have a kid. Probably the worst idea ever. Because he fell asleep, he didn't wake up till 10:30 the next day and completely missed the stag do. An absolute party animal. Now, I do need to address the tattoo. Hopefully you all know about this tattoo that's on his back. When he first got that tattoo, I took a lot of brunt for that because everyone seems to think it was my fault. Do you agree? That was not my fault. That man wanted it. So, Basically, he's got party tattooed above, at the bottom of his back or above his bum, whichever way you're inclined. No, I assure you I had nothing to do with it. He thought this up on his own. Kev was there. Me and Kev really went along to watch. Even the tattooist was asking him, are you sure you want this? Now the tattooist guy has got an elephant tattooed on his genitals. When a man like that says, are you sure you want this? You should really listen to him. But he ended up with this famous tattoo that is actually still on the wall in the tattooist, because I went in there to have a look to make sure that this is a true story. So, we're pretty famous for that tattoo, to be fair. I'm sure everyone else will see it later on if you haven't seen it, when Party Marty arrives. So, Martin eventually decided to move out of Steve and Deirdre's home, and he moved in with Neil. Give us a shout, Neil. There he is. I can't miss him. Really tall ball guy. That house got absolutely trashed. I don't know if it's still standing, I'll be honest with you. It was absolutely diabolical. It was like the men behaving badly, Next Generation. The house was decorated with drawings of Neil that Martin had done. And not just one or two, I'm talking a life-size cutout of Neil with his arms going all the way up the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's got pictures of him on his door, hundreds of them, absolutely hundreds of them. It was the creepiest thing you've ever seen. The kites hanging up in the bathroom, just random kites, shaped like a bird and stuff like that. He's got a separate section for his keyboard so he can record music that he's made up himself, songs about certain people, and there's a red light bulb in the porch. Maybe that will work. So there's endless parties going on in that place. The window got broken because either Martin or Neil thought it was a good idea to put a deodorant can on a barbecue. That exploded and went straight through the kitchen window. Neighbours weren't too happy about that. And in that house, Martin's arch nemesis, the ketchup, made a return. And absolutely, somehow, I don't know who done it, I'm not pointing fingers, but someone covered his bedroom in ketchup and brown sauce. It was over his bed sheets, the curtains, the wardrobe, the ceiling, everything. And to this day, Neil can't eat ketchup. But then after that house, they pretty much got evicted from, Martin moved into Sean's place. Give us a wave, Sean. Now, Sean lived in a one-bed maisonette, but it had a loft conversion, creating another bedroom, which is perfect for Martin. The only problem was it was still accessed via a loft hatch with a fold-down ladder, which is unique and amusing. So every time he had to go in there, he was going to the kitchen, open up the loft hatch and pull down the ladder just to go to bed. Martin was both young and fit in those days, so could easily manage this obstacle. Unfortunately, being young and fit, and also single, meant when he was out, he very occasionally, and Sam, I mean very, very, very occasionally, like once, caught the interest of a female. She really wanted to go back with Martin, probably to see the now classic collection of Neil drawings, and maybe have a bite to eat, who knows. Anyway, clearly she wanted to see where this fine young specimen of a man slept upon at night time. So Martin pulls out his metal rod to pull down the loft hatch, you dirty people, and then unfolded the stairs. So now please, ladies and gentlemen, picture this scene. He leads the way up the ladder and through the loft hatch, up into his room. He starts pointing out the features he's so proud of. His collage of photos so thoughtfully put together. His keyboard, which he makes music on. One of the naked portraits of Neil. And his tent, set up in the middle of the room. Proud of these items, he turns to see the look of amazement and excitement on the lucky girl's face. Only to see she's stuck in the loft hatch. Martin had to help her be set free. She left, never knowing what it was like to wake up in Martin's arms, in a loft, in a tent, in a maisonette. We soon realised that this could never happen again. But how could we stop it? How could we prevent it? That's when we decided to make a template the same size as a loft hatch. That way, whenever a lady wished to view the tent and the Forbidden Kingdom in the roof, you could place the template over her and be safe in the knowledge she is not wasting a taxi fare. So it was around about this time that another alter ego joined us, Mr. Bellamy Cat. If you don't know who he is, please go to Martin's YouTube channel and you will discover another of Martin's alter egos. Mr. Cat is a cat with a man's body who really likes the Bellamy Brothers. Myself and Mr. Cat have made a few films, not dirty ones. I am the cameraman, as he is always the main star. My favourite being the classic Mr. Cat Chases Sheep. It's about Mr. Cat, dressed as Superman, chasing sheep. It's an instant hit, but there's plenty more on there, so please do check it out because it's ridiculous. So, I'm nearly there, guys. How's the sweepstake going? Oh, is it? Who got the highest? Oh, well done. We'll split it later. So this is actually the fourth wedding me and Martin have been to together. Now, out of those four, only one of them we weren't invited to. It's not bad going. Martin, myself and Kev, I can hear him chuckling in the back there, decided to be wedding crashers one night in Hitchin. We walked past a posh hotel and could see a wedding reception taking place. Us three, being us three, all looked at each other and without saying a word, sprinted towards the entrance. We walked in as if we were meant to be there, saying hello to a few people we passed. We went straight to the dance floor and pulled off the moves, hoping to blend in. Well, something went wrong because the dance floor cleared within seconds. Clearly scared of us, the guests never said anything to us, just looked cautiously. I reckon they'd heard the stories of party night and didn't want to escalate the situation. After helping ourselves to their buffet, we thought it only right to mingle. We spoke to a few guests, and I believe it was Kev who actually spoke to the bride. We stayed for a bit, and then we decided to sign the guest book. Now, party marty and signing guest books is a bad combination. As Emma will testify. I cannot repeat what was written in there, but needless to say, it was time to leave. So we pulled off a few more dance moves before all three of us skipped out of the hotel together. Honestly, Sam, I'm actually worried what Martin might write in the book. In his own book. So there's loads of stories that I can tell you, seriously, but some was so rude and disturbing, you would not appreciate it, trust me. So I'd like to raise a toast to my boy, my partner in crime, my party Marty, my Bellamy Cat, and my Marty Cobbin. Cheers, buddy. I love you lots. So, vintage. There is one last item on the agenda though. Sam, we need to make sure you're the right choice for Ryan, obviously. So if you'd just like to stand up, I've got a template here. No, I love these guys. They're really, really, really good people. I don't know how you've done it, Ryan, seriously. Jason Hunter. All that advice. Need some love. So it's karaoke time now. I'll start.
Music man.
I actually didn't know I was going to do that, I just made that up on the spot. So that was fun. I don't know how to win this. So, bye everyone.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if I could ask you please, as soon as you finish your tea and coffee, if you'd like to make your way through into the courtyard, the DJ is here. It will take an hour to reset the room and him to set up. And going to invite everyone back in for 8:15. Okay, the bouncing castle is out there.